Alright, rig rundown. Y'all can't see me because I'm behind my phone figuring out how to film this right now because I don't have any of my stands or anything. So, you can see my telly right here. But I'm going to move it out the way so you can see the setup. So I'm going to go over it from back here so I'm out of the way, but I'll point with my shoe so you can see what's up. But well, actually, I'll move the camera now because I can do that because I'm not playing. So this is what we got. This is my current setup. I've been posting a few videos, but I haven't gone over what's what on here. So let me go over real quick the setup. Custom pedal box board. You can see that. Exotic wood. It's handmade. I didn't want to cover up all that wood because it's so nice. So you can see my Velcro. I have two strips on either side, and it worked out. I put it to the distance to where to hold the pedals on. I've got a few mini pedals on here, and they're holding on pretty good. So I'll just have to check it out. You know, that may change. I may have to put a strip in the middle too. I don't know, but we'll see how that goes. But anyway, so my amp is a Quilter. It's on the board. It's a Mini 101 head. I've been blowing up amps for the last I don't know how long, and I got sick of retubing them. So I was on a gig, and another person in the band had one of the other Quilters, and I forgot which one it was, but she was playing it, and it was bad. I mean, it sounded so good. So I talked to her afterwards and asked her about it and stuff, and so that's when I went on the hunt, and I picked up this one. So it's a Quilter Mini 101. I'm not messing with no knobs because I got it dialed in how I want it, and I don't want to change it because I haven't put any tape on to mark where those knobs are supposed to be, so I'm not messing with it. Okay, so anyway, so here's my input on the side of the board. So my cable goes in there. Now that's a Mogami. You see my George L right there. I use George L's. This cable, here it is running here all along the floor. This cable is like 15 or so years old. I've had one problem with it, not a single one. So George L's is my go-to. This is the only one I have at the moment because I bought a black one. I think one of my friends wanted it and I traded it or something. Or I don't know how he got it, but I don't have it. So I have that and I have a Mogami. But my favorite cable is by far George L's. That's what's powering up my board too. So anyway, so it goes in there and then it goes into my tuner first. This is a Joyeux Tuner, and I can do this with one hand. I picked this up because it's metal. It's not an arm and a leg, and this display is bright. And one thing with me, I tune up a lot on stage because I hit my strings hard and I knock my guitar out quite a bit. That may not be the most professional thing for some of y'all, but I got tuned up. So anyway, this is it. It's real bright. And I like that because I can see it on stage really good when I hit it. So that's why I have that. So Joyeux Tuner. It can also power pedals. I'm not going to go over there now, but on the top of that is an outlet so I can put a daisy chain because not all these pedals have to be isolated. Some people I think that you got to isolate every single pedal, but you don't. Big ones like that, yeah, you do. But these other ones don't have to be. Now, right now, I'm running a Voodoo Lab underneath here, and I'm not daisy chaining anything, but in the event that I add some other pedals on, which looks like I'm about to do, that's what's going to happen. So anyway, it goes from the Joyeux, it goes to the Exotic SP compressor, and sometimes I call that a booster because it depends on how I use it. But anyway, this compressor is real transparent. It does its job, and it doesn't get in the way, and half the time you can't even tell that it's on, but it's very good. Everybody knows that pedal, the Fulltone Ocd. I use it to give me bite. I'm still on the search for getting this like rattlesnake type, real biting Texas type tone, and I'm working with this pedal to get it. So anyway, OCD, and then I got the Plimsoll from our high gain Marshall type stuff. I'm using Iron Age picks and String Joy strings, in case y'all wondering about that. And that's all front end. Now once it gets done, front end meaning I'm going from here into the input of the amp. So when it's done from here, this goes to the booster. The booster I have at the end, even though it's the first on my board, it is not first. That cable that's the input actually comes from the Plimsoll. So whatever comes out of here, and I need to boost, if I can't be heard solo or something like that, then I step on the spark. So it's actually last, but I have it here, so it's out of the way of these. I usually step with my right foot, and it's easier for me to step here on it to turn it on and not have it way over there, because I don't do, I'm stepping with my right foot, so I don't do stuff really, over here like that. So that's why that's there. Now in the effects loop, the send goes to the Strymon Ola chorus, and that thing does so much stuff. I still don't know how to use all the stuff on here that it does, but the sounds I dialed in I like, so I don't like to mess with them. The DC, I'm not much of a delay person, but I like this one. I also like the, Line 6 has a Echo something. I don't remember the name of that pedal, but they have a pedal called Echo something. That's a digital modeling delay. I like that one too, but this one works perfect. I have an Ocean Verb on here. I almost got rid of this. I tried to do some stuff with it and wasn't doing what I wanted, and I messed with it long enough to dial something in, and then I played it on a gig, and it sounded really good. So right now this is here. I am also looking at a Boing reverb from J Rocket. We'll see what happens, but I am going to be looking at that. Now this one surprised me. I didn't need this pedal. I bought it because it was on sale and it was cheap. But I ended up using it in the studio. I don't know if some of you guys saw the other video I shot where I ran this into the OCD. When I ran this into the OCD, man, some magic happened. It sounded really good. So I'm ending up this is gonna be on my board, and I'm gonna put it in this spot right here in between the SP and that OCD, and this is going to more than likely always be paired up with this OCD because I like how they sound together. This cabinet is what I use for small stuff right now. You can't get them here. I emailed a guy and he's not making them for the United States, but this is Jet City. It's a 112 cabinet, and I bought it used. It was kind of beat up, but I needed something powerful and small. When I'm doing small stuff, I don't want to bring my 112 because it's too much. So I ended up picking this thing up used, and it's been working out great. So I probably will get at some point another small 112 like this, at least 50 watts. This one I believe is 70, but it works out perfect. It's loud, and when I have a smaller gig where I don't need to bring a bunch of stuff, I have my board and my amp is on my board, and then I have that 112, and it's hitting. So I like it exactly like that. I also have a Jam Man. I haven't started using yet. That's why I haven't shot any videos of this yet, because I need to learn how to use it. But I messed around with it a little bit, but I'm gonna do that. So right now that's all I got pedal board wise. I'm not a big pedal person, but this pedal board I had to put together because my Quilter has it has everything on it except reverb, and then it's a single channel, so I either have to run it clean or have to run it dirty. I play a lot of funk stuff and I need it to be clean, so I'd rather run the Quilter clean and get dirt from the pedals. So then every once in a while I'll need a delay on something, and every once in a while we do some clean stuff where I put a chorus on. But it ends up, you know how it is, you always hear something you like, or there's some quest to find some sound that you can't get, and then you go buying more stuff you really don't need. So that's going to be me, it looks like. So anyway, that's the setup. I'm going to go through and just play these and let y'all hear how they sound. But that's it. The Mojo's not on my board yet, but like I said, it will be here pretty soon. Maybe over this weekend I'll get it on there. So let me try to set this camera back up over here, and then just play through stuff, and you guys can hear what it sounds like. Okay, we got voice lessons going too, so if y'all are singing, that's what it is. It's not me. Okay, clean. Second position on my telly. Okay, with the SP booster, can't even tell. Well, you can a little bit. I can. I don't know if you guys will be able to on this camera phone, but you can. I have this set up to boost my mids, so I can cut through a little bit when I'm playing live. I have the Quilter set up to be a little bit more spanky, so this is on mids, but it just depends. When I was in the studio, I actually had to switch it because what I was running sounded a little bit different by the time it went to the board. So I think I switched it to the low setting on there, which gives you a little bit of a bass boost. So anyway, that's the SP, and it's usually on all the time when I'm playing, almost always. Here's the OCD, switching to the front pickup. gain, you know, Marshall-y thing. Back pickup now, humbucker. Okay, that's the plimsoll. I never see these anywhere. I haven't seen them on a lot of boards. I lucked out. I went to a store and somebody had actually brought one back. I played it for a couple of seconds. I said, no, hold on to it. I'm taking it. So that's that. The Strymon Ola. I got to reach over here and grab this one. Second position on the telly. I got the compressor and the Ola on, and that's it. That's a great pedal, great pedal. 18 volts, I'm trying to figure out now how to wire this thing up, like I said, or if I did say, I don't know, but I'm saying it now. I want to wire it up because it's not going underneath my board, because it's going to take Y cable and I think 2 spots off of the power supply. So I'm going to look into, maybe I'll take those 2 spots and then I'll daisy chain some of these other ones that don't have to have 18 volts, so we'll see. Here's the Joyeux DC. I've been hearing so much on YouTube about this pedal. It's not a very expensive delay pedal, but it's got different settings. You can set it, one is copied, one is analog, one is modulation, and one is reverse. I'm pretty sure mine's on analog. Those knobs where they're at now, they're not right. I got it programmed in there. So, and it's light. It's not anything heavy, but. So that's that. And then on last one, I don't mess with that because it's hard. It was to be honest, it was hard for me to get a good sound that I wanted out of my rig with this little pedal until I messed with it long enough to get it. So the Ocean Verb from Bonsai Music Supply in Texas. A lot of companies are having these smaller pedals made for them by some companies in China. And I think they're pretty much all the same as far as the knobs look the same. Maybe they're not the same, but the knobs look the same. But anyway, with this particular one, I had to mess with it for a while to get what I like. And then what happened was I was at home messing with it, and it kind of sounded good, but it had some kind of something in there I didn't like. But then when I got it louder and played it on a gig, it just came alive. I don't really know how to explain it, but it sounded good. So I kept it on there. So when you guys do that, just remember when you experiment with pedals, you're going to get, it's going to do different things in different settings. Some of this stuff in the studio I had to use differently because it's just different than live, especially if you got stuff mic'd up and running through different things. It's going to give you different things, and that's definitely that Ocean Verb from Bonsai was that, because I couldn't dial in what I wanted when I was at home, and then when I played it live on a gig, man, it came alive on the gig. It sounded really good. So it's there now. Like I said, I am looking at a Boing. I don't know what's going to happen. I may swap them out. The Boing reverb is just one knob, and it emulates just the spring reverb from one of the Fender amps. I don't remember which one, but that may end up happening later on. And then the last one here, if it's in the, oh, it's almost out of the thing. Let me scoot it over. This is the Mojo. And I already shot a video doing this. Y'all may have seen it, but I'll do it again here. I did this by accident, just wanted to see what it sounded like because I was recording and I want to experiment. So here's the OCD. Oh wait, front pickup. Then I stepped on this. Gave it some bite, some grit, a little bit of edge to it. Like I said, I'm on this hunt to get this real Texas kind of gritty, biting kind of tone. but not too brittle. You know, I want it to bite, but I don't want it to be brittle. So, and I was able to get a really good thing combining these two together. So this is going to go on the board in this spot right here. So as soon as I get a chance to, that pedal will go right here in that spot. Okay, that's Mojo. Alright, so that's the rig. So until next time, I'll see y'all guys later. Thank you. Bye.